This is our casual pod.
Get his ass, Grandpa. Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry. The unk fit is crazy. The loose tee, the jeans, and the kicks. Holy. Bro is chillaxing, bro. All right. I don't know how much of this we're going to watch, but I wanted to watch a little bit. Chad, I can't send links. Please send Denims the Sam Altman tweet. Wait, what Sam Altman tweet? This better be just like my AO3 fanfic, all right?
Imagine buying your kid a toy only to find the batteries aren't included. Or buying furniture, but it's missing the tools to build it. Frustrating, right? Now imagine that exact same feeling, but you're paying way more. That is what buying business software usually feels like. Fragmented, disconnected.
You guys often buy business software? Yeah, me too, all the time. Let's just circle back to that really quickly and figure out how we can improve our numbers for next quarter.
Incredibly expensive. Odoo completely changes that. Odoo is a complete, fully integrated business suite where all your apps...
Dude, it's on Odoo. Your favorite TV show's on Tubi. You didn't know that? You can just watch it on Mubo. Just do your business on Odoo.
Actually talk to each other. We're talking automated lead routing for your sales team, seamless AI integration, and an intuitive point-and-click website builder. It's everything your business needs to scale, saving you time, headaches, and money. Stop piecing your software together. Go to odoo.com/not kidding. That's odoo.com, odoo.com/not kidding to learn more.
What if, don't do that. Don't do that.
How is it that a 34-year-old Turkish-American socialist Twitch streamer is now a kingmaker in the Democratic Party of the United States?
I think this is a much larger movement. I don't think anyone is a kingmaker.
Do you believe that the rise of socialism in America is a supply issue or a demand issue?
It's both.
If Abdul El-Sayed wins, will you take some credit?
No.
If he loses, will you take some responsibility?
I think that this race will shock the world.
You are a lightning rod.
I mean, I also... Sorry, just really quickly. I know this is just the preview, but that's a respectable answer from Hasan, because the reality is it's the candidate's job to do the things that would make their campaign win. That's their job. It's no one else's job. It's no one else's responsibility. It's no one else's fault. It's no one else's, reward. There isn't, one podcast that you do that just, makes your campaign. Or one TV appearance that makes your campaign, or whatever. It's the collection of a really good staff and a bunch of great staffers that help you get elected. So this
weird for you to be hearing all these prominent Democrats just using you as the punch bag? I was on the PBD podcast.
Yeah, Patrick cooked you.
Yeah, Patrick cooked me. Okay.
There is power in shamelessness. Donald Trump has proven that.
We got to talk about a big topic, and that is a man named Tucker Carlson.
He's a phenomenal communicator, and that's what makes him so dangerous.
I don't believe J.D. Vance believes anything sincerely.
J.D. Vance is on janitorial duty right now.
The Bill Maher, Joe Rogans, they do this free speech champion stuff. They don't have people who come on and disagree with them or call them out.
Zohran has done a pretty good job, but in ways that annoy me sometimes. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Are we really going to end the show on you saying, shut the fuck up, Zohran Mamdani?
I mean, come on.
What a twist.
They're going to arrest me as soon as I get out of this podcast if you keep talking about this.
I'm Mehdi Hasan.
I'm Hasan Piker.
And we're not kidding. This is a Zeteo podcast where I get to talk to funny people about serious things, but also funny things too, I hope. Hasan Piker, welcome to the show.
It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to be here. It's taken ages to get you on the show.
I know.
Get you in D.C.
I hate being in D.C.
Well, you're here now. Oh, you miss L.A.?
No, it's not that I love L.A. I mean, I do like L.A. That's why I live there. But I feel like every time I'm in this town, the aura of evil is so palpable. Like, it's a beautiful city. There are phenomenal people that live here, but then it's just overshadowed by the metric ton of evil that you experience and you feel on a daily basis. Like, I'm staying at a hotel and I'm walking around and I'm looking around, I'm like, there's war criminals here right now.
That's you humble bragging that you're staying at a really nice hotel.
That's not what my intention was with
that's how it came across. It is good to see you in town. This is our casual pod.
Get his ass, Grandpa. Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry. The unk fit is crazy. The loose tee, the jeans, and the fucking kicks. Holy. Bro is chillaxing, bro.
That's how it came across. It is good to see you in town. This is our casual podcast. You're very dressed up, but you dress up a lot these days. You're in a suit. I see you. I thought you'd be in a suit today. What is this?
Hey, how did he know exactly what I was going to say? Dude, enough of the pre-watching, man. The fuck?
Chairman Mao outfit you are rocking
This is
today.
a Zhongshan suit. So this is a traditional Chinese suit. When they initially, in China, I think it was like the nationalists as well, originally started dressing up in a more Western style. And this was like that first iteration of it. And when I went to China in Shanghai, I met this tailor who came from this long lineage who actually invented the Zhongshan suit. So I made them make me one, and I really liked it.
He made them make him one. Whoa.
In the time you were in China?
They made it while I was there, yeah. But then I liked it so much, they already had my sizes, so I was like, send me another one.
This is going to be like the part of a U.S.
He made them send him another one.
Treasury Department investigation to Hasan Piker's ties to China. His suits.
Yeah. Do you want to get into that? We can get into all of that.
We'll get into a lot of things
There's a
today.
lot going on that front.
Well, hold on. Is there a lot going on that front? Because last time you were on the Zeteo podcast, you were on Beyond Israelism with Simone Zimmerman not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was shortly after Fox were talking about you being investigated by the Justice Department, apparently. Has anything come of that?
No.
Okay, good.
But I do think that there is a broader like RICO that they're trying to establish for the entire left movement and whatever they can like add on as different tentacles to it. So I haven't even received a subpoena from the Treasury Department, and that investigation seemingly has gone really nowhere. But I think the ultimate goal of that investigation, as I clocked early on, was not necessarily to come after people like myself. I think we're secondary. They just want to establish like a big racketeering case around probably Roy Singham.
This is one of the funders of Code Pink.
Yeah, he's just a centimillionaire who sold his company. He's a radical guy. He sold his company to Microsoft, made a lot of money, and then just moved to China. And he's been an activist for a very long time. I've never met the guy. I just knew of him and knew that, you know.
Anti-Piker? Stupid sexy Hasan using third word slave labor just so he can look cool and turn people like me on. Anti-Piker?
You know, he had fundraised a lot, or he'd funded a lot of political organizations that like helped him get started. And the American government doesn't like that at all.
I said this recently on a stream that Donald Trump continues to morph into George W. Bush by the day. We've had a big presentation at the White House with CIA intel about the election. Since that felt very 2003. The CIA says China interfered in our election, which it doesn't say, by the way. And then, of course, the bombing of Iran, the embrace of neocons, and now the constant. You saw Stephen Miller and Marco Rubio's deranged speeches the other day talking about left-wing terrorism and cracking down on the left. They are very worried about the rise of the left. There is a rise of the left. You've been part of it. You've been identified.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a patriotic American. I am
small C conservative.
I'm small C conservative. I always say the freer the markets, the freer the people.
You always say that.
I always say that. I also say, you know, socialism only works in theory until you run out of other people's money. You know,
people can't see off camera. We've got Ayn Rand books piled up. To read on your flight.
No, I'm such a small C conservative. I'm illiterate now. I leaned in fully. I forgot how to read and write
because of the elite literature industry.
Yeah, because I hate. Yeah, reading is woke and gay.
Why were you in New York on the night of the Democratic primaries?
I was
enjoying yourself with all these wins that we saw in New York. You were there.
Why are mods deleting my message when jokingly showing that he was wearing it? No, it's just links are automated, so people can't come in here and spam links.
We saw you there with Claire Valdez,
and
Daria Lisa, Avila Chevalier, Brad Lander, Melat Kiros, who was just on your stream, who won in Colorado. All these lefties, or almost all of these lefties who are winning, there is a link to you. You've backed them. You've public talked. Some of them you've campaigned with. How is it that a 34-year-old Turkish-American socialist Twitch streamer is now a kingmaker in the Democratic Party of the United States? Liking this video? And don't just watch.
Dude,
Watch, hit like, share, and subscribe. And tap the bell so you never miss a video or live show. But if you want early access to exclusive content, then you have to head to Zeteo.com and subscribe now. You'll be supporting fearless, independent journalism.
Well, first of all, I don't think I'm a kingmaker. I think this is a much larger movement. I don't think anyone is a kingmaker. I don't think Zohran is a kingmaker.
An appropriately modest answer.
No. I'm not even I'm not even demonstrating humility. I'll take ownership over some of those victories, where I feel like I've made the most impact, right? Where I feel like
I do think he made a huge impact bringing on Zohran very early when no one knew who he was, and they just sat in like a fucking. I don't know if they went and got like Indian food or what, but they sat at a bodega or like a corner store and had like a bagel, and then they went and got like dinner later. Like I remember watching some of that stream and being like, wow, like that's dope. That was really dope. It was like 5 hours. They got some donuts. I don't remember. Sorry. I don't remember the details of like what they were eating. Sorry. In fact, I was actively trying to cut out some of the fucking mouth noises from the eating part of the interview. Was it a Bangladeshi restaurant? It might have been a Bangladeshi. I don't remember. I don't remember if they got donuts or bagels or what they got. I think that they got biryani rice. I'm pretty sure they got that. But that could be Bengali food. That could be Afghani food. That could be Indian food. It could be a lot of different places. Oh, they went to a Yemeni coffee shop. Okay, that makes sense. Anyways, Denims gets so triggered by people eating on stream. As long as I can't hear it for a long period of time, all right? He munched some donuts into the mic, that's for sure. The person who edited only the mouth noises, fuck you. It's Israeli food, shut up! What was I trying to say? Like, I do think that put him on the map for a lot of at least, like, people on the internet. Maybe not necessarily for, like, the average day-to-day, like, New Yorkers. But I think that was, like, a really good early push. Same thing with Mehdi Hasan. Mehdi Hasan brought him on before he wasn't even polling at 1% yet. And he brought him on and said, like, I didn't think you were going to win. I didn't think you had the publicity to win. I don't feel like enough people knew who you were. But hey, I think that they played a factor, and I think that they helped him eventually grow. But at the end of the day, it has to do with his campaign and his team and his staff that actually put him on the map and made sure to have all of that stuff go through. And I think I would argue what mattered a lot more when it comes to the New York mayoral win was actually that he had such good internet presence in describing the issues in New York to day-to-day the day-to-day issues for New Yorkers and explaining how he could fix those things. Small things and big things. The fact that he had these big ideas to be like, I want childcare for everyone. I want state grocery stores so that people don't have to deal with exorbitant prices. I want free buses. Like, I want all of these things for New Yorkers. But he also went on really small issues like, hey, does it make you upset when you go to the halal cart and the price for the halal food has gone up to $12 instead of $8? Well, I went and asked a bunch of halal cart owners why their prices have gone up. And they're like, oh yeah, the licensing is so impossible and you have to get it from like a third party, and the third parties are basically scalpers. So yeah, the state inefficiency sucks. So what could you do, man? I have to charge more because of how much I have to pay for the licensing. And when he asks all of them, well, how much would you charge if you didn't have to pay that? They're like, oh, I would charge like $8 a plate. Oh, $8, $7 a plate, $9 a plate. That he can explain such big issues and explain small issues and explain how he would fix any of those things in ways that matter to people was fucking incredible. It was actually incredible that he didn't like, there's this idea, I think, among Democrats where they're always talking about how, and the interview on the Majority Report with Jamal Bowman, he talks about this as well, where a lot of establishment Democrats just treat, and Republicans treat their audience and their voters and their constituents like they're too fucking stupid to understand any of these ideas. But it's not that the voters aren't too stupid to understand these ideas. You guys have given up on trying to explain any of these ideas. People are too busy in their own life trying to learn or trying to know how to do what they do for work. It's disrespectful to like the plumbers in society to be like, you don't understand every single bit of like the inner machinations of the government and how all of these things need to be improved. Well, I guess you're an idiot. It's like, no, the guy's a plumber. He's going to fix your fucking toilet and then he's going to fuck off because that's his job. And your job is to make this state or this city better and explain to me how you're going to do that and why I should vote for you. If I don't understand how the government works, that's kind of on you. You should be able to explain what you guys are. Oh, sorry, Wormy. You should explain what your policies are. Oh, goodbye, Wormy. I tapped her with the microphone stand. She's like, fuck you. Fuck you. I hate you. But like even his video, like, and I've shown so much of this stuff. Even his video where he talks about like plowing the roads. You know, plowing all of those roads, sealing all of those holes, filling so many holes, plowing the snow, 16 inches plowed. Where he's like, yeah, do you want to work? Do you want to help us clear some of this snow? We're paying, I forget even what amount he was paying. It was an insanely reasonable rate considering how fucking cold it was and that it's physical labor. But it was significantly above New York City minimum wage. Was it $17 or $13 an hour? I don't even remember. I think it might have been 30. You guys, was it $30 an hour? I don't remember. I think it was $30 an hour. Hey, do you have snow that you want plowed? We don't have enough resources. We're hiring. Would you like some temporary work? We'll pay you $30 an hour to shovel snow. You can shovel snow in your neighborhood. You can get paid for it. And then you can live in a neighborhood that has snow that's been plowed. Wouldn't that be great for everyone? That's our problem right now. We just don't have enough workers, but this is such a temporary issue. It doesn't make sense for us to bring on permanent workers just for shoveling snow. But if you're free for the next 2 weeks, we need work for this. That he can do that easily. Or that he could explain, hey, and do what Doge failed to do because it was never the goal of Doge to actually cut fraud, waste, and abuse. That he can easily say, hey, our state was losing a lot of money to nonsense, systems that we don't use and things that we don't use. And we had like millions of dollars going to properties that have been vacant, government properties that have been vacant that we're not even using them. So we're going to cancel a lot of those contracts because there's no reason for us to be renting out offices that our government isn't even using. That's a couple $1 million there. Here's a couple $1 million that we've been wasting on this. We're going to remove that as well. That he has like the vision to explain to the people, hey, this is what's currently happening. I'm informing you guys. And I'm going to make your life better. And what was Andrew Cuomo's takeaway? Oh, he was on the TikTok. Yeah, I should have been on the TikTok. No, you should care about what would improve people's lives and then they would have fucking voted for you. And the rest comes naturally.
Maybe even some of these races are overlooked. But ultimately, this is a real movement that we've been working to build for the last decade or so, I think. From failure after failure, every single time people have gone back to the drawing board and figured out new ways of reaching as many people as possible. I'm a firm believer that there is no such thing as a spontaneous revolution. Yep. And I think that we have to be organized, we have to be disciplined, and we have to be ready for when the moment comes when people start recognizing that this system is fundamentally flawed.
And I'll come back to system just on you before we move on.
Yeah.
Clearly you've played a role, even if you're not a kingmaker.
Yeah.
Is that a role you saw yourself when you were making videos for TYT, when you were in college, you moved here from Turkey? Do you see yourself as the Twitch gaming streamer guy who's also...
Twitch gaming? What is this? What are these lies? Twitch gaming? Okay. I'm willing to deal with a lot, but not this bullshit, man. Not this bull. You're sick, Mehdi. You are a sick man, Mehdi. I will not soon forget this.
Dabbling in national and international politics.
Yes and no. Like I always had a lot of hubris. I think I always
Some
thought.
Of us noticed. No,
yeah, I always thought that I was destined for something. Right. I don't know what it was, and I just kind of go along with the wind. But I did not think that I would have this much impact. I did not think that we would get to a point where the overwhelming majority of Americans are pro-Palestine, for example.
I never imagined I'd see
yeah,
this.
So there.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think like it would happen so quickly, because I've always been pro incrementalism, because I think those who are accelerationists are kind of cringy, and they're like they kind of have like middle school energy. Sorry, no offense to those in chat who maybe aren't that, but whatever. But I just didn't think like we would not like actually get there, but like actually get there so soon.
There have been dramatic shifts in public consciousness, and I'm honored to have played a small role in that, as you have as well. But I just did not think that the broader shifts would happen in general.
And it's not just a shift on Palestine, and we'll come to Palestine. Just sticking with socialism, that was a dirty word until very recently, the S word.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to FDR, people were calling FDR a socialist. People were calling Truman a socialist. Truman famously said, whatever, call me whatever you want. The S word has had a lot of value for Republicans. I feel like they overused it, right? When they throw it everywhere, if Obama's a socialist, if Joe Biden's a socialist, if Kamala Harris is a socialist, communist apparently, Marxist, then when the real socialists come along, people are like, oh, Bernie Sanders and Zohran Mamdani, they don't seem so bad. And I wonder, you to go back to free market principles, do you think the
which
rise
I admire and adore,
we both love, do you believe that the rise of socialism in America is a supply issue or a demand issue? Is it being led by, is it because you have all these people pushing it now and people are like, wow, we like Zohran Mamdani, we like this Claire Valdez, we like Bernie and AOC? Or is it a demand issue from the public just saying, we are fed up with this broken system, give us something else?
It's both.
Okay.
It can't be one or the other.
It's in the moment.
Yeah, that's why I said that, there's always going to be ideologues, there's always going to be fighters, but there's a severe crisis in class consciousness in this country. My understanding, or our understanding on the broader left, is that class war happens, right? It's already happening. It's happening all the time. And there is a group of people that are class conscious, and there's a group of people who aren't. It's the billionaires, the capital owning class, that are class conscious and waging class war, albeit very successfully. And a part of that is that the working class are oblivious to their position. They are.
Bro, keep spamming the message. Someone will finally give you attention. Keep going. A word? For real? Based.
Are unaware that they're being screwed over by this system that has been designed in a way to create these unjust outcomes, because it's very beneficial for the capital owning class. So my goal
I think it's just like an effective strategy, and I think Mamdani showed that it was an effective strategy, because if you take power away from the label of socialist, what the fuck else can they do? Guys, he admitted he was a socialist. What are we supposed to do? Oh my God. They already call everyone a socialist. They call Kamala Harris a socialist. They call Nancy Pelosi a socialist. They call Obama a fucking socialist and a communist. Like, they called Biden a socialist communist. Like, who cares?
Has been to first and foremost foment class consciousness amongst the masses and help people recognize their class position and realize that the real dividing line is around those who are of the working class and being exploited versus those who are in the billionaire, millionaire, capital owning class that are doing the exploitation and not on these different lines, like these ethnic tensions, racial divisions around your gender identity, your sexuality, and vice versa.
You and I are not working class or are from working class backgrounds. Are we class traitors?
To a certain degree, yes. I don't really own a business necessarily. Like, everything I do, I'm like owned and operated by myself. But yeah, I do now. I know you were on Patrick Bet David, and he called you out for it. He was like, "How can you say you're a socialist?" I love Patrick.
We'll come back to.
Or do you guys see that one like Asmongold leaked message where he's like, "I don't get it. Hasan's rich, and then he advocates for policies that would hurt rich people. It's so crazy." Like, okay.
We're going to talk about Patrick Bet David, don't you worry. But while we're on the subject of lefty candidates, the rise of socialism, actually, a candidate who is not a socialist but is running a very lefty campaign is Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan, running a very progressive insurgent campaign in the Senate Democratic primary there in a key swing state. You've been stumping hard for him. You've campaigned for him. You look at the polls this week, Hasan. The polls are interesting. They're kind of all over the place. You have a Detroit News poll that shows Haley Stevens, the centrist establishment pro-Israel candidate, the sitting congresswoman, at 48%, and Abdul El-Sayed at 41%. And then you have a Data for Progress poll that has, I think it's an internal Abdul poll, which shows him at 54% and Stevens at 41%. How are you reading these mixed polls? Are you worried?
So both of those, no, I'm not. Both of those polls are technically should be read as internal polls. So the Data for Progress comes from, I think, a super PAC, and the Detroit one, the Glenn Gariff one, is actually a poll that has overestimated Haley Stevens' chances the entire time and actually endorsed Haley Stevens. So both are favorable polls to the respective partners. Having said that, I think what's more important than poll watch, which can show you the trend, is looking at the number of small.
And so you have the Israel comes to me in my dreams soundbite on the soundboard. No, but I should. That would be good to add to the soundboard.
All dollar donations, looking at the on the ground excitement, and I think those are far better markers of who will inevitably win elections. At least in my experience, that's what it's looked like every single time. And we've had a couple upsets. Melot Kiros and Daria Liza are the two big upsets that I think a lot of people were not expecting.
And they didn't even win narrowly; they won comfortably.
Yeah, Daria Liza was like the closer one,
Yep.
And she was still, I believe, up 5 points against the incumbent.
Well, this race is
Andrea
clearly going to be
Nesbitt.
close.
And the thing that's crazy to me is like, I think you can only think this if you were a fucking moron. I think you can only think that like candidates like that would lose if you were an idiot who didn't understand that in the era of Trump, you can't be like a milquetoast candidate that's like, I will not do anything, but I will stick it to them. Metaphorically. Not gonna do actually anything, but like, I'm gonna fight. I don't know if we can. You really think that that's gonna fly? You think that's what people want? You think they want, we will capitulate in response to fucking Trump? Stick what? And to who? Don't worry about it. Also, I have to pee really badly.
No one expected otherwise, especially after Mallory McMorrow, the third candidate, pulled
We'll
out.
see.
You don't think it's going to be close?
I
Wow.
think
You heard it here first, folks.
I think that this race will shock the world.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, they are throwing a lot of money now into this race, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
The UDP, the United Democracy Project, which is AIPAC's PAC, Super PAC, has spent $15 million in recent weeks. New York Times has a number of $28 million total from AIPAC or its affiliates just for Haley Stevens.
Yeah.
They're spending 10 times as much on TV ads as Abdul al-Sayed right now. We know the power of TV ads in a lot of these primary races. What do you make of the money that's being spent in this race, and especially AIPAC, of course? And now we're on
it makes sense.
now we're on to sensitive territory because you say AIPAC because you're being anti-Semitic conspiracy theorists, even though AIPAC themselves bragging about how much money they're spending.
Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense. AIPAC has done this already with Wesley Bell. AIPAC did this against Jamal Bowman as well, and those were primary races for the House of Representatives, right? Like the Senate seat is far more consequential. There's less senators. More powerful. It's the upper chamber. And I think it's terrifying that there is an avowed anti-Zionist, pro-Medicare for all, anti-corporate PAC expenditure candidate out there who is a Bernie-crat through and through.
Yep.
They don't want that in the Senate. And when I say they, I don't mean just AIPAC. I mean all of these other big corporations definitely are terrified. And that's precisely the reason why the total expenditure, outside expenditure so far has been around $54 million.
Insane
Haley
numbers.
Stevens is a non-entity on the ground. She every now and then she pops up and does a couple safe events.
And even at the safe event, she says some weird stuff. And if you say it's
now,
weird,
now you're
being misogynistic.
you're being you're being a classic woman-hating Muslim. Which is what I think, because I'm a small C conservative.
Well, they've said it about Abdul. They've said it about
Yeah.
you. They'll say it about me. In my defense, I call a lot of Republicans weirdos. I call a lot of Democrats weirdos.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to describe someone who says Israel comes to me in my dreams as. Other than a weirdo.
You know what I call them? The next senator from Michigan, because I love all of that. That's my favorite type of
Abdul
politics.
al-Sayed recently tweeted, Hassan, it's become impossible to ignore the way that people online make fun of my opponent for things that have nothing to do with their policies or politics. It's unkind and unhelpful. If you support me, please stop. Some people say he's talking about you.
That's Shannon Watts saying that. No, I don't think he's talking about me, because he could talk
Do you
to
agree
me.
with that sentiment?
I agree with the sentiment, but I also disagree with it at the same time. So I agree that, and I even brought this up before he even tweeted that out, like a couple days prior to this, where I was like, I think people are focusing a little too much on how folksy Haley Stevens is, right? And what people should be focusing on instead is how utterly devoid of policy her campaigning has been, and also how bought and sold she is to AIPAC and numerous other corporations. Like, those are the real problems here. That's why Abdul
And that's
should
unique
win.
to Haley Stevens, because whatever you think of Mallory McMorrow, she didn't have as bad a record or as much outside spending. Like, there's a difference between Mallory
I'm
McMorrow.
going to be honest, it's actually a really good, chill interview. I'm late, but I love this interview so much. Big Unk and Little Unk. The vibes are so chill. I do feel like sometimes when Hasan has on certain guests, low-key, it's like not stressful, but like I feel stressed in the room. When he's like chill about it, it's like, oh, it's so much fun. It's like nice and chill and relaxed and good vibes.
Yes, Mallory McMorrow called Haley Stevens out a lot during her campaign. So I agree with him on that front. What I disagree with him in principle is leaning in any way, shape, or form, or conceding in any way, shape, or form to bad faith attacks.
Because they never accept those.
That's not.
They just want more.
It actually backfires because what ends up happening.
They realize that you will respond to these bad faith attacks, and they realize they can keep bullying you on these bad faith attacks. So it's never a good idea to respond because you're just giving them. I mean, Trump basically not pioneered this, but it was with the help of Roger Stone and Stephen. Oh, what is his name? I'm like blanking on his name. Something. And Donald Trump basically created the Steve Bannon. Deny, 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 and never concede anything to your enemies ever at any point. Because the only thing that does is give them the opportunity to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Now, you can concede things to your own and to your people, the people in your party, but you never concede anything to your enemies. Roy Cohen method, originally Roy Cohen method. I think like Trump recently really repopularized it. Because when you concede things to your political opponents, you're just giving them the permission structure to keep doing it, which is exactly what happened with Kamala, which is what happened. Every single establishment Democrat has fallen for this.
And I gave this, I gave this advice to Democrats. It's free advice on my stream all the time during the 2024 election as well, where I was like, never apologize for something you don't have to apologize for. Never accept your opposition's framing.
Yep, agreed.
And if you ever
and again, I think it depends on who is making the criticisms, who is making the argument, who is requesting the apology. I think when it's on your side of like the political aisle or whatever, when the criticism is coming from your party and your people, you can take a closer look at it. But it's like, if Fox News is calling you a communist, who gives a fuck? Why should you give a fuck what Fox News is doing? Their job, it doesn't matter what you say. Their job is to make you look bad. And they will do that forever.
Apologize for something, your opposition is going to take that.
I think he said your opposition. Well, yeah, no, I'm agreeing with his position here. This is my position. This has been my position for ages. It's just like, this is true across the board everywhere, pretty much. Like, I've talked about this with regard to the people who come in and then they're like, oh, why are you dressed like this? Or why are you dressed like that? Or why do you do this? Or why do you sexualize yourself? Or why don't you sexualize yourself? There's no point in trying to appeal to people who are going to just be upset no matter what. You should just do what you want to do. Why are you accepting criticism from someone who fucking hates you and just wants you to fail? Like, what? Why is that shirt the same? Hi, Wormy. She went to the other room and then meowed a bunch because she wanted me to go there, and then I didn't, so she gave up, so now she's here. Hey, Wormy.
In bad faith, and then say, see, they're taking ownership over it. So now all of a sudden it's a story. Yeah. If Abdul had said nothing, maybe there would be some articles about it. Maybe they would constantly try to get him to address it. And then Abdul could come across as saying, the real story here, I don't necessarily have anything to say about the way Haley Stevens sounds. I think it's silly. What the real story is how devoid of policy she is.
Democrats should not be on the defensive. The left is often in a defensive posture, often appeasing bad faith actors, often denying things they shouldn't have to deny. I'm always reminded of that apocryphal story of LBJ. Apocryphal story that LBJ is running for Congress in Texas early on in his career, and he tells his team about his primary opponent, you should put it out there, he's a farmer, and he said, you should put it out there that he fucks his pigs.
Oh, yeah.
And his team like, so we can't say that, he doesn't fuck his pigs. And he says, yeah, I know that, I just want to hear him deny it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the classic kind of the bad faith approach to politicking. On that note, there have been a number of attack ads on you, Hasan, I'm sure.
British people, pig fucking, Black Mirror, something.
Sure you've seen them on El Sayed, actually, on Abdul, featuring you. There was a mailer that says El Sayed embraced a podcaster that said America deserved 9/11.
I have to say, the Cuomo one with Zohran is funnier. All right. That was a true story. Yeah, I'm just talking about like word association, the fact that he thought about it. as the British person. That was his example. Just saying. What was I trying to say? Oh, the Andrew Cuomo one was better. I only have one hand, so give me a second to type this out. Andrew Cuomo's attempt at like a smear campaign against Zohran by putting this behind him was so fucking funny. Because it kind of looks like he's condoning this. It looks. It kind of looks like he thinks that. I love this image so much.
11, and then there's commercials like this one. We have a clip.
Oh, there's a commercial.
Meet Abdul El Sayed.
Can I just say
This
something
one, we
really
have
fast?
a clip.
Oh, there's a commercial.
Meet
Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it. I'll be brave. I'll be brave and say it. Hold up. Here's Abdul El Sayed on video. You guys notice another trend here? When it comes with anyone with an Arab-sounding, terrorist-sounding name who happens to be a male, they love to turn the contrast and the darken up, or like the it's not, maybe it's called black point, actually, I'm not sure, to make the beard darker. And I know when it came to Zohran, they did the same thing and they made his beard a little bit bigger. They literally extended it out an inch. They like increase all of the shadows and they increase all the darkness to make the beard look scarier, to make it look like, oh, look, it's an evil terrorist. You can tell it's a terrorist. He's got a beard. Yeah, they try to do it to make him more Muslimic. Yep.
Abdul El Sayed.
I'm the only person on the stage to say, and I have the courage to say that we gotta apologize.
And that's not all. Abdul campaigned with anti-Israel radical Hasan Piker.
What do you say to that?
I think that's the Republican attack ad that they put out because they're trying to Pied Piper it, which is really funny. Because that's not a real attack ad. That's a promo. That's a promotional piece. You know how they.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton did this with Donald Trump,
Yes, and it
which
backfired.
What a shit show, by the
as
way.
we know, backfired
If
spectacularly.
Abdul El Sayed wins, will you take some credit?
No, I'll just say the same thing I've always been saying, which is that this is a broader movement. And
If he loses, will you take some responsibility?
absolutely not.
I'm trying to check for consistency. That's a very consistent answer.
Yeah.
Look, you are a lightning rod. You know.
Wait, beard equals terrorist? Is Matt Walsh a terrorist? We're getting somewhere. But you guys know what I'm talking about. When they just try to like Osama bin Laden, every single person with a brown sounding name.
Way that it's happened very fast. I've known you for many years, and in the last couple of years, especially post October 7th, post the 2024 election, you've become this lightning. We went through a weird roller coaster where after the 2024 election, is this the left's Joe Rogan? I was like, how many fucking profiles are we going to
By the way, here was the adjustment. For anyone who missed it, Cuomo's Super PAC, the ad that they put out on, how do I get rid of this fucking notification? Dude, I hate Instagram. I don't want to click it and then it like pulls up like 40 different things, you know? Okay, there we go. Here was an original photo of Zohran Mamdani, and here's the edit on the right. Andrew Cuomo is afraid he'll lose, so he wants his donors to fear me. Oh, sorry, excuse me. So his donors want you to fear me. His super PAC just sent out a mailer that artificially lengthened and darkened my beard. This is blatant Islamophobia, the kind of racism that explains why MAGA billionaires support his campaign. They're literally trying to Saddam Husseinify him. Look, it's a Muslimic beard. Look, be scared quickly. It's so insane. It's just like, crazy to do in New York City. Yeah, yep. So it doesn't shock me at all that they would do the same thing to Abdul El Sayed. And Abdul El Sayed has the name Abdul. So, and this is supposed to be the party of lesser of two evils. Yep. Yeah. Dude, can I show you guys my worm? Look at her. I literally can't move this hand. NSFW, not safe from worm. Stop, it's illegal to move, stop! Oh, Wormy. It's okay. I keep... just kidding. I usually keep an emergency tube in my top drawer, but I don't have one because I used my last emergency tube, so I'm fucked, guys. Wormy, everyone say bye to Wormy. I am going to head off, but tomorrow I will be back for another Sunday fun day. Why does she look so stressed? What the fuck is wrong with her? Wormy. Look, she's here to sit in her bed. Typical gray worm. Wormy. You should sit. She's too excited. She wants me to play with her. All right, right after stream, Wormy. Anyways,